We ended up texting for hours, and it got very spicy. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union. I know that a lot of you guys are feeling frustrated, weary, you're feeling sad, alone, or just feeling like nothing you're doing is working because no movement is happening in your 3D. First of all, I've said this for years, movement is always happening. No matter what it is that you're wanting to experience in your reality, if you feel something deep down in your heart and soul, that already exists. So when you're choosing to be loved, but you're constantly in fear, you're technically not choosing love. You're not choosing the best version of yourself or your person. Okay. You really want to understand this. And remember, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just here guiding you and teaching you. I want to share a really awesome success story from one of my clients yesterday. We've been working together for 2 years. She remained faithful and persisted no matter what. And it got to a point where she realized whether she was with her person or not, she's tired of carrying around the pain and the struggle from the root causes, not having nothing to do with her person. Okay. And remember, perception. Now, this is also going to help a lot of you when you're having the question of, what if we've never actually been in a relationship? She has never actually been physically involved in a romantic relationship with her mirror soul. They actually grew up near each other. Once she reached a certain age, I don't know, somewhere in her 20s or 30s, and she saw a picture of him, she felt that piercing feeling in her soul. She knew that he was like, this is my love. It's been for her a total of 3 years. And yesterday she shared her success. It was the last session of our most recent package that we had. And again, it marked 2 years. She mentions that in the email. So I'm going to read this to you. I intend that it's going to help. But before I do get into this, I want to share a 1 minute and 30-second video from 2022 when I came on with the exact same message as I'm going to share with you today, that movement is always happening, okay? Even if you don't see it. So stop seeking for it because you're middling and you don't want to be middling. You can middle if that's what you want, but it might just cause you more pain, sadness, frustration, and you might lose trust in yourself and in your end. Okay. So I'm going to share that now and then I'll come back and share the story. You've lived in the end of something. You're starting to see things pop up in your reality that are going against, or maybe you're not seeing anything at all. And you're starting to lose trust. You're starting to lose faith. You're starting to think, I'm not good at this. Stop it. Suck it up, Buttercup. I love you. This is just a little tough love. The desire itself is the promise of the wish fulfilled. Everything, all versions of everything, infinite possibilities exist. So while you go through your middle, because we're living in this solid experience, deal with what you have to, but go back into your end whenever you can. Just as soon as you can, just get back into living in your end. Trust that it is in process. A lot of things are happening without you knowing. There's a ton of movement happening. Trust me, okay? I've been through so many things, and this has proven itself to me over and over and over and over again. Awesome. So before I get into this with the story, if you love my content, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps my channel grow. And if you want me to be your coach to help you manifest your specific person back or anything else in your reality, email a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Go to the website, coreunion.com, book whatever you want to book. My scheduling assistant, Olga, will get back to you as soon as possible. So here's what she wrote, and I intend that it helps inspire you not to give up. But you do want to give up on your old story. Just don't give up on you and your person of what's in your heart and soul. Hi, Kim. Oh my gosh, it's happening. It's happening. And honestly, if I had heard someone else tell this story, I would have thought, okay, yeah, great. Or if it was from another coach that I didn't trust, I would think that this was fake. But this is happening to me now, and I can't believe it. I even manifested wanting to tell you my success story here. So this moment is also a manifestation. I hope I remember every detail. If I skip around, it's because I'm remembering these things as I go. Backtracking, in our last conversation, I told you about the high school reunion stuff that I went through. And after that call, a lot of things started bubbling up for me. I was frustrated because I thought I had already addressed these core wounds from childhood and that anything stemming from this wound would have been healed. I assumed once I fixed the core wound, it was done, but here it was again. I knew it was tied back to my self concept from childhood experiences I'd been trying to move away from. Instead of pushing it away, I did what you always say. I let it come up because it's there for a reason. At first, I thought maybe this is something to do with my person, but then I decided I need to heal it for me because I didn't want to live in agony anymore. Regardless of my person, why carry this around? And this right here, what she just said, is a key. It felt like that character in A Christmas Carol dragging heavy chains. I realized I'd been carrying chains around for years, how I saw myself in work, relationships, and everything. So I let it all surface. My face turned red and memories came up. I kept reminding myself these are all old perceptions and they are skewed. Just because someone was mean to me in high school doesn't mean that I did anything wrong. I could have, it could have been jealousy or even their own struggles. As memories popped up, even from those early childhood experiences, I worked on countering them. This isn't who I am. This went on for maybe 2 weeks, and I wasn't thinking about my SP at all during this time. Then I looked at my phone one day. I hadn't been following him on Facebook for a while, but out of nowhere, he started following me on Instagram. The thing is, my account is public, so he could have looked at my stuff anytime without actually adding me. He still chose to follow. I didn't follow him back because his account is private, and I didn't want to trap myself in that cycle again and act from my ego. She didn't want to get stuck in monitoring social media and then potentially get triggered. Around then, his dad had posted a picture of him. I love this part. And I was shocked. He had changed a lot in appearance. He's much more muscular because he's been in the military. And it hit me. This was the exact version of him that I used to visualize 3 years ago, even though he's always been athletic and there was nothing wrong with his body back then. For some reason, even back then, 3 years ago, when she first started to want to consciously be with him, she wasn't seeing him as he was back then, even though there was nothing wrong in her mind. He was bigger, he was muscular, he was much stronger. So I started seeing a lot of synchronicities more than usual, and they felt different. I saved that photo and I would look at it saying, "You're my husband, you're my person." And then 2 weeks ago, he unfollowed me. My heart clenched for a second. Then I thought, I don't care about that. I care about the end result. The opposite showed up, but she went into her faith, power, and trust. Now, last Friday, his dad texted me asking me if I could stay over and watch their dogs. Remember, they're neighbors, and she's always been close with his family. We talked about dates, but nothing actually got secured. And then out of the blue, he said, "Oh, by the way, my son will be here this week, staying with me until Tuesday or Wednesday before going to see his mom." I hadn't asked him about him at all, and it was just volunteered. I responded, "That's awesome. You'll have such a great time together." And he thanked me and left it at that. But for 3 days after, my ego went wild. I imagined him calling me, but then all my insecurities about how I look kicked in. By Monday, I pulled myself together and reminded myself this wasn't a setback, it was feedback. I worked on feeling safe with him, using his photo to affirm, "I feel safe with you. Love is safe." Before bed, I visualized his name popping up on my phone. Even played my text message sound to imagine him texting me, "Hey, I'm in town. Let's meet up." And I did that for 3 nights. Yesterday, after work, I went into the deepest meditation I ever had, really steeped in the feeling. Later that night, I was off social media, playing on my phone, when an Instagram message popped up from him. I burst out laughing. I couldn't believe it. A minute later, he sent me the same exact message on Facebook just to make sure that I saw it. See, it kicked in with her feeling safe because she's let go now. And then it's kicking in him too. And now he's making sure, like, I need to get this message to her, even though a couple weeks prior he unfollowed her. See, she didn't let that phase her. She stayed in trust and faith in the end. She's like, I don't care about this. I trust in us. It said, Hey, you. I replied, How are you doing? He said, he was great on a cruise with his mom. He mentioned that last weekend he had been somewhere and he had messaged me, but I never actually got that message. I checked everywhere and there was no message. It felt like one of those glitch moments that you've talked about here before. We ended up texting for hours and it got very spicy. So this is now the first time that the communication has gotten at this level of more romance and affectionate in a non-platonic way. Now we have plans to see each other Sunday. So this is tomorrow when he gets, or it might be today by the time I put this video out, when he gets back from the cruise, when he gets home. The biggest difference this time while texting, I had zero fear. I was just being myself. I was just being natural. I didn't second guess what I should say. And I wasn't having those dating rules in my mind anymore and worrying about anything about myself. I was just being myself. This month marks 2 years of working with you, plus a year before that, learning about manifesting. I've been working on this since December 2021. In the past, I would have taken long struggles as a sign that something wasn't meant for me. But what carried me through was the part of me that refused to keep suffering. Whether or not I was with him, I didn't want to carry this pain anymore. In another big shift, I've been detoxing from social media and TV to cut out negative programming, focus on my writing, and avoid the doom scroll. We talked about doing things that you love to do, like looking at where you live, looking at what you do for work, and are you tapping into your hobbies, your desires? Deep down, she's an author. She has best-selling books literally waiting to be unleashed, to be released into the world. So I asked her, Well, have you been writing? And she said no. So I said, I encouraged her, then you need to start writing because this is part of choosing yourself and loving yourself. Okay, back to this. Cutting all those negative programming things out helped me regulate my emotions, focusing on writing and avoiding the doom scroll. I've been more selective with what I watch. If I can see this kind of movement after all this time, then they can too. Thank you for being such a big part of my journey. You really do make a positive impact. Lots of love. And thank you for sharing that. And thank you for being an amazing client. And all of you, thank you for being amazing subscribers and my family in this community. I'm ridiculously over the top proud of you. Please do affirm down below. My mind is open. My heart is receptive. I'm currently receiving everything that I want, including a wonderful, beautiful life with my mirror soul. Reach out to me if you need me. I love you so much. Have an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.